Hey y'all, it's Tori back with another video. About to give my 2 cents again with Tori's 2 cents. This one is a good one. Another Am I the A-hole? Like I told you guys in a previous video, I get married in less than 2 months. So the wedding ones are they're really hitting the spot for me. Okay. So we're about to go ahead and jump right into Am I the A-hole for not going to my friend's wedding after what she said to me? A few months ago, a friend of mine told me she was getting married. It wasn't meant to be a regular wedding, but more of an elopement kind of thing. It was supposed to be her, the groom, me as the maid of honor, a best man, and plus a few close family members. About 10 people in total, and it was planned for early November. I say wedding like that in the title because there will be no invites, no save the dates, no ceremonies, no walk down the aisle, just courthouse and dinner. And that comes from the bride herself, so I'm not guessing anything. A week ago, I got the news that I had gotten a permanent job. I don't know how to explain it, but this is a very typical thing for my country, Spain, where every so often the government will hire professionals to work either in administration or in public institutions like education, high school. This is usually a great opportunity because these positions are for life, well, until you retire, and they can never fire you. In order to apply for these positions, you have to take an exam, and then depending on your years of service to the institution and the score you get on the exam, you get one of the jobs. Long story short, I took my exam last year, and last week I got told that I got one of the jobs, but I will be moving cities for that. When I told my friend this, the only thing that she said is, "When are you leaving? Can you still come to my wedding?" No congratulations, no I'm happy for you, nothing. I must add, 2 weeks ago, I talked to her to know where we were having dinner for her wedding, and she said she didn't have anything planned, let alone booked. Had she told me she had everything booked and that she really needed my RSVP, I would have understood her answer. But in that context, I've decided that if the only thing she cares about is her and her wedding, she can't be happy for me, I'm not going to the wedding. Am I the a hole? Duh! Yes, you are. You are definitely 100% the a hole. This was a matter of lack of communication. This was a misunderstanding. She's probably being quick on her feet. There's probably a lot on her mind. You being at her wedding is probably so important to her, and you just let her know that you're about to be moving. Like, I'm sure the girl is happy for you. Like, I feel like when people are this quick to be like judgmental and write you off, it goes to show that they never wanted to be a part of it to begin with. Like, I don't want to jump the gun, but that's the impression that I get. If that one interaction made you feel like I'm not going to go and celebrate one of the biggest days of my friend's life, whether she did an extravagant wedding, a planned dinner, or RSVP or reservation dinner or not, this is an important moment for her. And out of 10 people in her life, you were one that she chose. And she is excited about you being there. Though this is big news for you, doesn't negate your news. I think it is very harsh to immediately write her off of that one interaction. That to me feels like you never wanted to go. Like, now, the friend, I do see where she was wrong. I'm not trying to say this girl don't have the right to be upset. You do. I do see where she was wrong. You were, I'm sure, expressing this to her in a way that you expected celebration or excitement or congratulations. Like, it was a congratulatory moment for you. It sounds like in your country, getting a job like this is a pretty big deal. So I'm sure that's what you were seeking or looking for. And your friend missed the mark, and sometimes that happens. We are human, so it's not to say that you can't be upset about it. But I think that the best way to go about this would be to express to your friend how that made you feel and move on. Like, I don't think that this is a "I'm not coming to your wedding." Like, that's very childish, and I just think that's a hasty decision for your feelings to be hurt right now. Like, I don't know. Like, do you not want to go to her wedding? Like, for this to be the thing that makes you choose to not go to her wedding, do you not want to go? Is that really not your friend like that? Like, what about this wedding makes, like, what is the insignificance to you? that you think like this is something that to just toss up in the air over, your friend missed the mark. We are human. Grace, hello. You didn't even give her an opportunity to apologize before you're like, I am not going to the wedding. I don't like that. And maybe I'm coming from a sensitive place, but like being in my wedding season, the same thing happened to me. Like my literally almost identical to this. Like my friend got mad at something that I said. She told me, we addressed it. I said I was sorry. I took full accountability, and I haven't talked to her since. You didn't want to go to my wedding. Like for some reason, you ain't happy for me. You like this, and this is a friendship of like 10 plus years. Like it feels like maybe you not happy for me. You really didn't want to be there, and this was your scapegoat or your way out. That's how that made me feel. To write me off about one comment. And it's crazy to see like I'm not the only one. Like I'm watching this story, listening or reading this story, and the same exact thing happened to me. I guess weddings just bring out the worst in people. You really figure out like who down, who ain't. That got to be the only thing because yes, you the a-hole. And as y'all see, they did deem her the a-hole. Like all the comments like basically said the same thing. Yeah. While your friend's reaction may have seemed dismissive, it's possible she was caught up in the stress of the wedding planning and didn't fully process your big news. Weddings, even small ones, can be overwhelming, and she likely values your presence on such an important day. Instead of immediately deciding not to attend, you should communicate how you felt about her response. Friendship is a two-way street, and it's important to express your feelings rather than make assumptions. Canceling your role as maid of honor because of one comment comes across as self-centered and could hurt your friendship in the long run. Talking it out would have been a better approach. And I don't know, they're arguing in the comments, but somebody being like, what planning? Just because it's a courthouse wedding does not like mean there's no planning or anything like that. Like she still needs a dress, she still needs to look cute, he still needs a tux. They have to schedule with the courthouse. They don't just get to like walk in. Like that's something that has to be planned. She already told you she didn't have dinner plans ready yet. So that's like a whole nother thing, And once family finds out about stuff like this happening, you have other family that's like, why can't I come? And they're like, there's a lot to go in a wedding, big or small. Oh gosh. All the comments is just in her arguing. What the OP say? Can we find out what the OP said? Because the arguing back and forth in the comments is not given. I will obviously not ghost her in her own wedding. I will have to talk to her. I just didn't see the point, but I see where you're coming from. You didn't see the point in not talking to her when you're literally saying you're not going to go to her wedding? That's the point. That's literally the point. You're not about to show up to her wedding. I'm not ghosting her. She hasn't said anything to me either. And also, when I'm not here arguing with strangers, I'm living my life. And somebody else she replied to, actually, yeah, she has been dismissive many times. Everyone here seems to think I'm wicked, and maybe I am, so I only argue / explain myself out of boredom. But the truth is, it's not the first time she does that. She only cares about herself and is unable to be happy for anyone. If you're happy about something, she will either dismiss it or find negative points about it until you're no longer happy. That changes things. But it also proves my point. You never wanted to go to begin with. You didn't want to. Look how you talking about her. You never wanted to go to begin with. She don't know how to be happy for nobody but herself. She gonna make you find negative things until you're no longer happy. You don't really care for this friend. It sounds like this friend cares for you more than her. And maybe she's just like one of those people that's unaware that they're not that great of a friend. But I knew for you to write somebody off like that, I knew what I was talking about. You didn't want to go. No, you didn't. No, I haven't talked to her. I don't really wallow in my anger. It's just that I don't see the point in talking to someone that is so obvious that doesn't care about me. At least that's how I feel. It's just that I don't really think that getting married is an effort. I mean, I do think it's an achievement, and I understand it's a huge milestone for some people, but I just don't understand the emotion. Like, it's not something that you're finally getting after a big effort. It's just something that happens. You don't work for a marriage. Well, yes, you work for the relationship marriage to work. I will give you that, but you know what I mean. No, we don't. I don't know what you mean. See, the more she talks, the more I feel valid in what I said. You didn't want to go anyway. And I literally said in the beginning of the video, what it makes this wedding so insignificant for you. I said that. There it goes. She doesn't value marriage. And that's fair. Not everybody values marriage the same way. Not everybody sees it like as some whoop de doo. I don't think it's something that just happens. I mean, I guess you could say that, but she doesn't really have like she doesn't really value marriage. So what can you say? I guess that's fair. I don't mind being labeled the a-hole. I do understand I might have overreacted. However, strangers on the internet attacking me for choosing a different lifestyle, unmarried and child free by 25, doesn't seem that different to me, but whatever. And failing to see the importance of a wedding, that's what I find arguable. But according to everyone on Reddit, I'm bitter and alone, so it might make sense to you. I'll keep replying. I don't think this makes her bitter and alone, but it does give a little bit of haterish. Oh my god, this girl is really arguing with everybody in the comments. All right, so it's not a matter of understanding the background. Take a look on the internet about the economic picture in here in Spain and search information about opus. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Or read other comments on the thread. It's a huge milestone. It's not just getting a job. It's a position most people work and study years to get. Most of the times having to try more than once. I don't act like I won the Nobel Prize. I act like my effing efforts got paid off. Or you can just keep thinking I'm jealous. I would much rather have a reliable source of income for life than a ring on my finger, but whatever floats your boat, I'm gonna still sleep at night. She's offensive. Okay, they are being mean to her. Oh, I have absolutely no bitterness about my sentimental life and no desire to get married. Jealousy is no way what this is about. Okay, she's definitely arguing a lot and trying to hold her ground in the comments here. I don't think that she's a bad person. I do think she's 100% overreacting and I think it's really unfair to her friend. Now, granted, if this is something that is reoccurring, I feel like once you accepted the role as the maid of honor, I do think that you should like stick that through and don't let something as simple as this, like, you clearly been friends with her despite being that way all this time. So I don't know, it just feels weird that you draw the line at her getting married. Like, let me not put my personal feelings in this. Thanks for coming back to another video, guys. That's just my 2 cents. And I am really, really curious this video to know what you guys think in the comments. Because like I said, this is a very relatable story for me. And my feelings got hurt. Okay? I was the friend on the other end of this story. But my feelings hurt. So join me for another video, guys. Again, this is Tori's 2 cents. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.